Dude,
Hey, I'm Big B and I Brick, and with me tonight are my new co-host Zany Bricks.
in my head, there's all sorts of applause happening.
There is, there is, and No More Bricks is with us here. Gonna be hanging out and keeping the conversation rolling and asking Zany some of the live questions that we're seeing. He's got the night off, so good luck. He also is going to be able to get a live Pablo during the show because I missed the mailman today because he tried to get it in. I couldn't.
Pablo.
We just thought
it
it would be fun for the sellers that watch and stuff like that they would have something to occupy their time if they have zero interest in what Zany's doing, which is going to be difficult for me because I have a lot of interest in what Zany's doing, but I want to make sure that everybody's entertained.
Yeah, sellers really love Pablos, don't they?
They like seeing how other people do it, so I think that a lot of us like to improve upon the process. You know.
Okay, so I am going to... Who is in chat? We have like, what, 2, 3 people watching, I think?
13.
It is Paul's Bricks, whoever you are. Thanks for watching.
What's going on? I hope you're a grown-up.
No More Bricks, whoever you are. Thanks for watching.
No one cares about him.
Ralph DeBrule. Ralph
I think it's DeBrule.
DeBrule? Okay,
DeBrule,
Ralph DeBrule.
I think.
Maybe it's DeBrule in the I is implied. Who knows? So,
I don't know.
Ralph DeBrule, thanks for watching. I know who you are. Brick Revolution, thanks.
And talk in the house.
And Talk. Brick Dudes.
Spirit Particle, the nuclear physicist in the hizzy.
Spirit Particles and Nuclear Physicist? Seriously?
Yeah.
I know she has her sig fig thing. Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, people do. You find all sorts of people. So Mad Max 426, Aussie Bricks, who has all sorts of sharks in his city, and Chima. He's a big Chima connoisseur.
Yeah.
Loves the Chima. If you
Absolutely.
just his address to send him some, just let me know, or I'll let No More Bricks know. And
Howie Stuff, Adrian N. There is Aussie Bricks is still here, and yeah, I don't know why he's still here. I don't think the video is caught up to him in the comments. There is MacGyver Bricks. Thanks for watching, everyone. Now, No More Bricks is going to give us a sneak peek of his new Rebel base, or I guess it's Imperial base, inside of his city.
It's my new Rebel
But he's
base.
18 and he's on the AFOL stream, so he has it going on.
So let's go take a look. This is sponsored by Big B Bricks. You can check him out in his BrickLink store. It's supposed to be these light bluish gray elements, but this is how far I can do shit with this. Yeah, this is what I worked on today. Making the slants. Slants and shit.
nice.
Pretty neat. Oh wait, let me plug it in. I put lights in it.
Are you gonna put anything inside there?
Yes, it's modular base. Sort of. You can see in there. It's gonna be 3 stories. I can't take this off yet. Yeah.
So
And
I just
all the buildings are modular too.
I just found one of my other one of the other people who buy from me, their Instagram account, and they're one of the APO guys, and he built a couple of trucks and used the turbines for inside the jet engines inside the trucks as part of the engines.
Okay.
Those little turbine fans would look cool where you have the circular tile, and they would show light through if you're going to put light in there.
Oh, okay.
Now, are those
turbine?
actual Lego lights or are those Mega Bloks lights?
Those are actually my spare computer LEDs. Yeah, here's a whole review of my base.
Shout out to Martin Lawrence Martin. Whenever I see his name, I always just like it's the whole Martin. And those are nice angles, says Brick Revolution. I concur.
Thanks.
So you'll probably have experienced some of the issues that I will be discussing tonight and be able to provide good input. Can I see your mallet?
Who needs a mallet when you have a wand?
You don't have a? Do you not have a mallet? Oh.
I don't know where I put it. I had a mallet.
Did it have the black head on it?
It's gray.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Did you use it on your gray bricks?
Yeah, it had to be color coded.
You did. Oh, okay. Good. You don't have gray bricks then.
Yeah, only for gray bricks. It's the only thing I work with.
Okay, so that being said, I want to discuss something that has come up a lot recently. I get these messages on Instagram, which I do ignore in a way. They go into my pending and waiting approval messages, and it's not like I really read them. I just go through, and when you delete them, you have to they show you a preview. So I read the previews, and a lot of them are really stupid questions, and I just delete them. There's a couple good ones, though, and if I responded to your questions, and a lot of times when I have not responded to your questions, they're not stupid. They're great. If you send stupid questions, you probably know who you are, and they're the ones that even when you post them on every single photo I post, they're going to be ignored. Maybe not. I haven't ignored you because then you just create 50 more accounts and ignore and spam my account again, but I mentally ignore you. So when I see these stupid questions, not from this person, that person asks other stupid questions, but questions about, hey, I went to build something huge and it didn't work. They didn't approach it with common sense. So I want to do a quick overview because I take for granted the fact that I have an engineering background, math heavy and everything, and Big B does too. Harold is a nurse, or I guess, what are you?
I'm a lab tech.
What are you a nurse or are you a combat nurse?
I'm both.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
He's a bit more. He's above and beyond.
No, a nurse is something to be. I was just making sure that you were actually a nurse, and I wasn't saying it inappropriately. I think that's a good thing to be. I don't. But the fact is that
Kill you and then save you.
I take a lot of things for granted, and the fact that I understand when I look at something, I look at manufacturing faults. I just think about certain things certain ways. So when I go to build big buildings that then have these modular sections that are like 48 by 96 that have to sit on top of each other and actually lock in on a stud over here and a stud over here, so it has to be exactly 96 width. Something like that, you run into all sorts of problems. Everything wants to bow. If something isn't seated exactly, it just all goes to shit.
Yes.
So I wanted to sort of demonstrate this to you and explain the difference, just so you start thinking about it this way instead of thinking about it 1x2 bricks are cheap and they're on the pick-a-brick wall. It's cool that they're cheap and they're on the pick-a-brick wall. They also lead to a whole lot of problems when you're building large blocks. So this is a little chart that I made for people to explain. This is a 1x16 brick. That's two 1x8 bricks. That's two 1x6 bricks and a 1x4 brick. Those are 1x4 bricks, and those are 1x2 bricks. All of them fill the exact same amount of space. you can use all of them interchangeably, combined together, to fill that 16 stud space. If you chain these together, you have 7 points where you are going to have to deal with manufacturing tolerances, basically variances from piece to piece that are just a result of a faulty manufacturing process. You can't be perfect 100% of the time. You have very small tolerances, and Lego's great about it. But as you can see, 7 spaces to have those faults as opposed to none, it's common sense. So I just wanted to point that out to people because I've gotten some specific questions regarding, why do you use more expensive bricks when they see me piling in 2x8s or 1x8s instead of using 1x2s when they're on the wall, that sort of thing. The other one is you can't really do a lot about it. Sometimes you have to use 1x2s. So when you do, you need to make sure that you don't leave them like this, where you see it's really easy to build them, to link them together, but not to actually have them fully seated. And you need to make sure every layer you go down that when you're laying them down, if you want a stable mock, lay it down, press it down, whatever, use a mallet, a non-marking white mallet. No more bricks. You can just do that, and oh, look, it knocked it off there, but they're all together tightly. That's the your part. So you should do that on a stable surface.
Where's your mallet, man?
You can, and don't do more than like 5 layers at once. Don't expect it to actually be able to beat down more than 5 layers at once. I've sort of experimented with this, and 5 is the maximum amount that you could safely lay down before you should, tap it nicely. So there's that. The third part is reinforcing modular floors that are large. This is something that I see a lot of people do, like single or double plates constructions for like a 36 by 24 building. There you go, a double plate construction. It bows completely in the middle, or you have to have like almost every single stud attached for it not to. And that's fine, but it's really easy to get around that just by properly reinforcing the brick. You don't do that by taking a bunch of 6x6 brick and then putting 2x4s between them and just doing a, sandwich layer construction. I learned that the hard way when I built this graveyard mock. I built it that way. I had to do smaller panels as a result. And that's fine. I could have done the entire thing, though, in a single panel that lifted up, and it wouldn't have been a problem. So the best way to actually combat that is to take some, like, Technic squares. You can just use Technic beams, whatever. But squares are the best way. At least put one in the center and take beams and, use this as the anchor. The key part is you want something that's not fully reliant. It sort of pulls everything together with the friction pins.
It's like a good rug.
What was that?
I said it's like a good rug.
Yeah, so make sure you attach everything and at as many points as possible. It will pull it all nicely together, and then just put whatever place you can find to just cover them on both sides or just on the top, if that's all that matters, because it's completely structurally stable on its own. You don't need to actually have the plates to bind everything together. So that was my really quick response to like 200 deleted Instagram messages that I've gotten.
Damn.
No, that was good. That was good. So basically what you're saying is you can engineer a floor to span any distance if you expand it from the 2-plate size to a 5-plate height.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
have a brick and a plate on top and bottom for covering.
Yeah, until you get into the point where you're actually flexing the when you're flexing this element, when you get enough pressure just caused by the weight on both sides and wherever the fulcrum is that it might be sitting on, when you're getting to that point, you shouldn't be any bigger than that, basically.
Yeah,
Be
and
smaller
that
too.
would be fairly large with it reinforced properly.
If it's reinforced properly, but if you had it sitting on a narrow fulcrum in the center of the plane, it would end up causing pressure on that point,
Yeah,
and it would cause it to bow basically on its own.
yeah.
That's all.
You need something holding up somewhere near the center if you're going to do like some giant, airport terminal without a, angled roof.
Yeah. So it's really simple to overcome all these things. Just start, but you don't need instructions to do that. You don't need someone to tell you the order of bricks to put them in. I've had people ask me, hey, what order should I order these plates in a modular, expecting me to magically tell them how to make it not bow when they're just using two things. It's like, and why would you message somebody randomly on Instagram and ask them that?
Well, because they think you're knowledgeable and smart in the first place. But
and then I'm gonna work for you?
real question, because I know somebody's going to ask it, is there a way to engineer it for economy, though? Like, can you take a combination of the 2, the 4, the 6 and the 4, the 2 8s and the 16, or if that was the combination, if you can you somehow put all those together so you can utilize the more inexpensive 1x2, 1x4 elements in your build? Like, this is a real question, because I actually had this question from the Bearded Brick earlier today. He and I were talking about that. He wants to redo the town square, and it's dark orange, and I was like, dude, do dark red. It's way cheaper.
Yeah, so the main thing with that I see people at least fail when they, especially when they do walls made out of 1x2 brick, is that you're going to have brick that's basically, if you took that off as a sheet, it can bend.
Yeah.
I actually have a big red bent, circular.
Yeah, if
Lego.
you went big enough with 1x2, you could do a geodesic dome.
Yeah, so it's a cool thing that you can do that. However, it's horrible for walls. So if you're going to be using smaller or shorter elements to do walls with, I recommend not. And using at least 1x4 as the baseline, and then using 1x3 as space fillers when you have odds that you have to. But
and if you're going the distance, you got to throw in the 1x16s.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing large-scale buildings and you're not using 1x16 to actually keep it to like a 3-brick span for walls, you're doing yourself a disservice. At least one per floor as a foundation. So,
where would you recommend that goes? Like in the center, near the top?
I actually think towards the bottom, as the foundation is the best use of it. From a civil engineering perspective, I couldn't tell you.
Well, no, I was wondering, because I was thinking actually it would be better towards the top, because you have a tendency to use the longer plates on the bottom, like the 16x16s, and that's already filling a connection point on the bottom. So I was thinking you'd want to put it by the top.
That feeds into what I was going to go over next. Is if you're going to use smaller bricks, or if you're going to go ahead and still just build big buildings with 1x16s, or just a mix of 1x4s on up, you need to brace your buildings. If you brace it by a floor having that with the Technic infrastructure within the floor, so that it was absolutely 96x24 or whatever your oversized floor size is, it's fine. That's a bracing. As long as it's hooked in around the edges of the studs, that's plenty. You don't need to do a separate brace. With the big building behind me, I learned that I actually had to do almost like a column up the middle of the building, and I have Technic pieces jutting out from the column and bracing against the walls, and it keeps the walls exactly spaced. I do have a lot of 1x2 black bricks on that huge wall right there, because I have this large support beam that basically braces it. And when you brace a wall, it's going to be that exact distance. It's going to be exactly 16 studs, so that when you lay down other brick that's along that path that's braced by there, it's going to also match up. It's just going to save you a lot of sanity and a lot of heartburn later on if you start thinking that way from the beginning and not throw together mocks that are just pieced together with rainbow brick and expecting to be able to order based on that.
Yeah, you got to think about the interior infrastructure for support. And
Yeah.
and I know why you have it 1x2 black brick, because it was on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
cheap. It was on the wall. It was amazing. It was amazing, yeah. I gathered a whole shitload of it together and thought I had enough to sway through the season, and then sold 3,200 of it in one punch.
Yeah, so I could have done it without the bracing, the internal support bracing probably, and it would have been okay if I would have used larger brick. However, the problem is without that internal support bracing, it's with getting the height that it is, it's sort of iffy anyways.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have it there.
Yeah, I thought about bracing. Like for this, I did this today, and like you were saying how using the 1x2s will bend. That's what I did. Like at the top, I had 1x2s in a row, and I tried placing the top, and it wouldn't fit. I don't know why. It seemed like it was warped a little bit. So took off that top layer, and I added like 1x6s.
So,
Support the roof.
Cool Kid Bricks asks, when y'all are talking about the walls with 1x2s, what exactly bends over time, like the bricks themselves?
So here, I'll show you
There
right
you
now.
go.
These are just 1x2 bricks. There's nothing else about these other than the fact that they're 1x2 bricks. You can do these with any 1x2 bricks that you have. This is all based on the fact that they have tolerances to accommodate variances in the bricks.
Yeah.
So because of those tolerances that they place, which means that no matter what, 7 spaces is worse than none.
Yeah.
Because those tolerances guarantee that you're going to have some spacing there.
And those tolerances are that large because it has to accommodate a 5-year-old's hand. And that's
it's
the goal
enough.
of the brick.
The clear part is that the tolerances are enough to allow you to do this with 1x2 bricks. I'm not using any 1x1s or any circular bricks or round bricks at all. It's just all 1x2 square. These are all used bricks too, off of Bricks on the Dollar from a long time ago, where I got them dirt cheap.
So could you have put
For a penny,
somewhere
right?
in between
Yeah, something
there?
like
Could you have spaced in there 1x16 Technic bricks to be able to turn it into an actual spoked wheel?
Oh, this? Yes,
Yeah.
you can actually. You can put holes in here, and you can leave out. It's hard. It requires physical strength or dexterity. Dexterity is a better way of putting it, because it's not really so much strength as it is you have to be able to keep it together
that
while you're
looks like
basically.
it takes quite a bit. It doesn't look flimsy, man. It doesn't look flimsy. So that's why I'm asking. Like, if you could rim that thing up, would it support like a child's ride?
It might actually, if you braced it with cross
Spokes.
section. Yeah, it might.
That's what I mean. No more like if you take it to the next step.
It's pretty insane, though, and it shows you the fact that that's a perfect demonstration, actually, of Lego tolerances, which are always going to be there.
Yeah.
They don't
And if
go
they're
away.
always going to be that same tolerance, and you can actually take advantage of it or be taken advantage of.
Yeah, so it's a good thing to keep in mind, and it also opens up more things for you. Maybe you want that effect. Maybe you want to build a ring top or what is it?
Big top?
Big top. Circus ring, whatever. A big top.
Old circus tent.
Yeah, circus tent. And you can do this and then use the cloth panels that they make for exactly that, basically.
Okay.
You have a big top. That's a Lego big top. And you can do a door in there and everything. So it's something to keep in mind. Tolerances are good things, but because they allow you to do stuff like this, that they allow the bricks to always fit together, even when there's one that has a slight defect, and not impact too much the rest of the bricks that are attached around them. The bad part is that when you start building big stuff, you have to really keep them in mind and always basically work around them. And Big B has some cloth fabric from some
I'm trying to like be the side guy showing examples of what you're talking about in case people have no clue what you're talking about for the big top. You're talking about like this, right?
Yeah, you can use those. They also have the triangular cloth panels that come with the Ferris wheel or the merry-go-round.
Yes, but they're not quite that big.
No, they're not that big.
Yeah,
But
like
you can do them with smaller. Like, hey, if
literally
you
need something sale sized or like old weird sized.
if you want to make
What's that?
something that size, you can absolutely just take this wall design, and all I'm doing is offsetting them together. There's nothing about this wall. Take that.
Right, you could put in a red Technic 1x2 with a hole in it, and then put in the axle with a ball to be able to connect in speed.
I guess you could do that. I was just gonna say if you put in 1x1 round bricks in there with them, you can make them, this big. You can make them just 10 bricks wide, and then you can use the smaller fabric pieces or whatever.
So you could do very tight sort of towers Gothic-wise.
You can absolutely do turrets. Turrets is the name for those tight towers.
Thank you very much.
You can do turrets. I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone got confused between the two. I've made a lot of assumptions in the past year that I've been on YouTube, and I've come to find that a lot of them are not true. So I need to stop myself at times. So let's see who has joined us since we came on. It's Mr. Bones Bricks, Cool Kids Bricks. Oh, Mr. Bones Bricks deleted all of his Instagram and then or something. And but he's back. I want to hear what happened with that.
Yeah, what are you muting yourself for, man? We want to know what happened. We all know something happened.
If you know what happened with that, then tell us.
Oh, my lamp is
Bones Bricks, you should tell us in the comments. So, Cool Kids Bricks, Brick Quest, Mr. D Frost 2, I think it's Dave Frost, Burning Bricks, that other Lego show, whoever they are, Brick Willet, and Brick Willet, and that's everyone. So we have like what? And Cause Bricks.
Like maybe 7.
We probably have like 5 people watching. Outstanding. 7. 7, do you think?
Right.
7. Okay.
I was going to give us the benefit of the doubt.
Hey, that's impressive. So, no more bricks. Do you know what happened with Mr. Bones there?
No. What happened?
No. Oh, I wanted to find out what happened and what fell over in your room and what broke.
Oh, yeah,
my lamp.
Oh, not Lego?
No, I do not know what happened with Mr. Bones. He didn't mention anything to me. Maybe he will send me a message and tell me. Now that he's a topic of conversation, or you can answer publicly.
Yeah, you should answer publicly, dude. It's the way things are. We live in a public world. So Ozzy Bricks is out there in the chat. Ozzy does a city update every single week for his Lego City, and tomorrow morning, or it's tonight for him, but tomorrow morning for us here in the States, you can see his next city update happening. So it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing it. He said he'd post it by end of business tomorrow. So I'm happy to hear that.
And that's in the future, right? So
yeah, exactly.
we should have already seen it.
Yep.
And Cool Kid Bricks just wants to make sure everybody knows that he's not a kid.
Yeah, that confused me at first.
It did. Me too. But until No More told him that, let me know that he was due free shipping, that I know that he was of 18 plus.
Yeah, I think he went on the AP stream.
Yeah.
Before, and he was not a kid. And then there's another one. It's like Cool Ass or Crazy Ass Bricks.
Cheap ass bricks.
Cheap ass bricks.
bricks. Cheap
Cheap ass.
ass.
Yeah, cheap ass. Cheap ass is old. Not old. I mean, he's my age. No, and I'm young, but people don't think I am.
Yeah. And there's Andy's Lego is there out in the comments.
Is Andy of age?
I have no idea. I have
Doesn't
no
really
idea if anyone's of age. I don't know such.
What is of age?
What I do know is that this stream is not meant for anyone that's not, because I don't have a filter at times.
I know, isn't it hard to keep your filter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult, man. Try doing it for like 6 or 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Does you guys remember that Brick Adjuster 8-hour one?
Yeah, I was on
Yeah,
it.
that was tough not to curse, man.
He's had multiple 8-hour streams.
I know.
Now, his past one just now was 8 hours too. I only hung in there for the first 5 hours or so. I don't know how he does it. It's like Adam Spong. Dude goes on for what, like 24 hours at a time?
He was on every stream that day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So are you going to break that on the stream? You drop
No, I hope not. No, please
We are
don't.
going to see you take a hammer to it, right, to tighten it down?
I already did.
Where's your hammer?
it? Yeah, I want to see you take it to that top panel.
I see gaps.
I do too.
Where?
But I think that's due to Boeing.
I know.
Now, on that top one right there, you could have used the large Junior 16x16 modified brick.
There you go.
That's a killer structural piece, and it's only 2 plate thick.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got that lime one, but they also have the light blue one that comes in like the Batman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The one I'm always talking about for people to do role-playing with. That thing's a structural piece because it's a big brick that's cheap. Big bricks tend to go up in value.
Yeah, it actually, and it has a slot. It's slotted perfectly just to join them into a grid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically with plates, and they just sit at a perfect 2x2. The
Yes.
ones that I bought, I actually bought for that, for reinforcement, out-of-sight reinforcement, basically. That I just have plates on top of them anyways.
Yeah, when I first started getting those large black bricks, like the ones that are like 10 by 20 or bigger, the ones that are older, I was surprised at the price on them, and the reason why is because of the structural grade of them, and you've got a giant, flat, steady, stable plane.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. They tend to stay together well. So you are gonna do a live pickup brick. Why would you?
Pablo.
Why would you volunteer to do that? But okay, go ahead and do that. And we're gonna talk. Me and No More Bricks are gonna talk about big boy stuff.
Yeah, you guys are going to talk shit while I do it. That's fine. Like, people like to see that shit. I don't know why. Don't ask me, man.
Why do you
always request it with Doc?
And
Big shout out to former co-host Doc, by the way. Thanks very much, dude. Hope basketball game's good. And I hope Deadpool was even better.
Brick Stackers is great. I buy from him plenty.
Me too.
That being said, the Pablo thing, I've been asking him for a Pablo just because I know he hates it, but I've been asking him for one for the past year. He's stubborn about it. He's held strong. He will not do a Pablo.
Yeah.
Even when you wave,
I'm doing it because I like to entertain.
Yeah, you can wave multiple $100 orders in front of him. He's like, whatever. He doesn't get it.
Well, you still haven't bid on the new coupon.
What new coupon?
You did the whole thing with the you started talking shit one night in the comments. You were like, was it you were telling me about Busy's new progressive 50% off coupon or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, who would do some progressive 50% off coupon? Like, you're losing money. So because you were like, I just think that you need to go higher than the 20% off.
Yeah.
So I did the whole like, all right, like you place a big order, like, and I've got the whole like leave your order open for a while if you want to option, like waiting for the zombie apocalypse option. You can go up to 25 now.
So I just recently moved this huge pile of Lego I had there in the corner. I moved it underneath the table here, and it actually is nicely sorted underneath there. You can crawl under there and see everything. I'll take the drone under there sometime and drive it around and try to jump on top of boxes and stuff.
I'm gonna say you recently found 10,000 elements underneath there that you didn't know you had.
So I actually counted as we were putting them away, and I have over 50,000 elements I need to part out down there to put into my personal collection that I've been too lazy about doing because I've been buying off of BrickLink whenever I needed stuff instead of just going through and buying these sets that I bought specifically to part out for certain things and then being too lazy to actually do so.
I'm not allowed.
So
See, I also go shopping for the store and for the kids, and sometimes we go buy shit, and by the time it comes in and I open it, the kids are just like, we moved on, we don't want to do that anymore.
yeah, so I'm going to part out that before I place, unless if I need specific pieces, like specific elements that I do not have.
What can I, as a seller, do to distract you so you fail to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty stubborn about it right now. I'm using it sort of as an excuse to. I don't know. I'm not using it as an excuse for really much of anything, but I'm gonna stick to it this time. I've done it.
No, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for everybody going through their stuff and using what they have. I don't want to, I'm not a pariah. I joke about it, but I'm not a pariah. I want you guys to use the shit you have and build with it.
I mean, I probably have I would say at least 100,000 elements in the city.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I've not even gone to start. I know
Keep going,
the big building there is over 15,000 elements already.
Yeah, I think you're bidding a little low with 100,000, but keep going.
Yeah, I have no idea about that. That being said,
you are the polar opposite of Dr. Lucky.
Yes. That was awesome.
yes, I go through. So I bought probably on BrickLink. I brought a lot of brick. I just recently restocked my light blue-gray and dark blue-gray bins, but it's only because I completely drained them 5 times in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
So, as a buyer, would you not be interested in a bar at the bottom of your BrickLink page for your orders that actually show you how many bricks and elements you have pending that you're still waiting to either account for, put away, whatever else, if you use the BrickLink page system as your tracker? I bet you would buy a lot less. Not that this is a good thing for me to say, but just being generally a good guy, I bet you would buy a shitload less if you saw that holy crap, I got 50,000 things just sitting in packages underneath the table that I haven't done anything with.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good about opening stuff up within a day or two. And
I know I want that thing. I would stop buying.
But just stuff in transit. Stuff that actually is in transit, I would use something like that for. Because I do sometimes, I'll go through and I'll be placing, when I go on a BrickLink ordering spree, I'll place 15 different orders.
Yeah.
To get everything I need. And sometimes I'll double up. One store will have a bunch of stuff on my want list, and I'll end up forgetting that I ordered it from the first store and ordering again from the 14th store.
Or just being yeah, I could use some more of these. I might do more than what I think. I'm unsure now.
Yeah, I got a lot of brick like that, but I end up using it.
And you realize
forcing myself to go into color to actually utilize esoteric colors that I've been buying up.
Are you now doing a lot more of the organizing by color and shape? So now that the collection's growing, you're really doing the almost Jang-esque type of organizing for a creator?
I'm not doing by, for instance, I have bins of 1 by dark blue-gray brick. I sort all that together. So everything that has 1 on one of the sides, it's in there.
And you're doing one drawer for dark blue gray because it's a predominant, but like with your reds, are you doing a range, or you have a drawer dedicated just to dark red because it's a favorite color?
So actually, I have a drawer or I have a bin for dark red brick, one by brick, just like that. And but then the rest of my red is mixed together. So what I do is I do a subsort. How I do subsorts is I subsort into a color, like a color spectrum, like greens, reds, blues. I sort those all together because I don't always have, a substantial amount of bricks, so it justifies sorting them separately.
Yeah.
And then as I have the need to actually separate out, like those bins get full or just I have a predominant amount of one color, I will go ahead and separate out into its own bin. And I have the entire table that the city's on is lined with cages, basically, that just have bins stacked on them. And then I have all the... I put very few brick elements in any stack-ons. My stack-ons are reserved for other elements, basically.
Okay.
So it looks like in the comments, Mr. Bones Bricks is having issues with former employees and causing him issues at work and on my Instagram account. This is why I hide the fact that I do anything with Lego from anything at work. Lloyd Garmadon came on, wherever he is.
So that would be our fourth viewer.
4 viewers. We have 4 viewers right now. Outstanding. Andy's Legos, Ralph DeBrule.
So the reason why I was asking about sorting is because there's so many different ways to do it, and there's sort of the one thing that I thought would be cool with having Zany as a co-host is because there's opposite ends. Like he's the creator. He's the guy that's just building everything and having fun, where I'm building more at my kids' level and stuff like that, and just having fun and playing with them. But I'm a seller, so total different spectrums, and maybe just learn things from different people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, here's one example, though. As I get into subsorts of modified brick, I actually do separate out my modified brick into its own bin. Like profile bricks, I mix all the colors together. It's just these are all 1 by 2.
That's just all your profiles. That's all your stuff.
1 by 2 profile bricks.
Yeah, all your details.
And basically, I use these for texturing. That's why I use them for texturing on walls. I mix them in, and that's why I just basically mix them all together, because I just pick out. It's easy for me to pick out my color if it's all the same element. I don't have any issue doing all the colors mixed together, basically. Like all my 1 by 1 plates are all mixed together color-wise. All my 1 by 1 round plates are all mixed together color-wise in a drawer, because I can quickly pick out individual colors if you have the same size element. It's when you mix up sizes of elements with different colors that it becomes really problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, I have 1 by 4 plates, assorted colors, and I have my bins just full of dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, because those are my dominant colors. And then everything else, I just put them in a separate bin.
Yeah, and I also have black too, black and white. Black, white, dark blue, gray, and light blue, gray. I have large, and I actually just upgraded all my bins for those 4 colors, both plate non-modified 2 by and smaller plates, and non-modified 1 by bricks. All 4 of those colors for those bins, I had to upgrade to 15 quart from 5.
Oh, wow.
So
do you think you're ever going to go to,
No, because I will go right now. I'm stockpiling a little bit.
No, not these. I'm talking about this.
I have those. I have
those too.
I love
I have
these.
a bunch of those throughout underneath tables and stuff around here. I use them. I use all my 1 by 1 plates and all my 1 by 1 round plates are in those drawers, and I just pull them out and have them to pick them out.
Yeah, and the regular height ones are great for the 2x and bigger bricks because
Yep.
just accommodate it.
Yeah, so I use those, and like the 15 quart bins, I won't get bigger than those because I will go through. I'm confident with that brick. Once I start building out like the subterranean level on my city or just some of the expansion stuff I'm still doing, I'll go through all of that without a problem. And that's at least probably 60,000 elements between those 8 bins. It gets rather, I mean, I buy a lot of brick, but I use a ton of brick for building, and I leave it permanently built in the city. I don't sit there and I part out, like anything I build that doesn't go in the city, I end up taking it apart, including the Death Star and and everything else. I use the Avengers helicarrier. I use the dark blue gray boat panel mast panels to do the structural reinforcement for the Avengers Tower landing pad. So I'll part out everything. I'll build something if it looks cool, but then it's coming apart. The Batmobile or the tumbler, it came apart already just for the black plates, even though they're wedge plates.
Subscriber 10210 wants to know, do you keep any of the bricks together that are part of a set after you break it down?
I absolutely do not. Everything goes into the universal
It's
storage.
forgotten where its source was, and it just becomes part of the collective.
Yes. Yeah, there is nothing that I keep together like that, and I burn all my boxes that have been.
Do you soak them in oil first?
No, I don't. I just throw them into the fireplace when it's raging, though, and they just burn up.
Yeah.
So I do that. You know what? Thinking about it, I figured out that I have like 60,000 or so between those 8. Yeah, you're right. The 100,000 count on my city is low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, way too low.
way.
Way too low.
Yeah, it's scary to think about that.
See, that's why that little bar underneath on the bot, because as a seller, like I've got how many are pending, how many lots, how many bricks, and it's great. But I really want that as a buyer as well, because I mean, I buy a lot of shit, man. You know, I have a lot of crazy ideas, like putting spokes in that frickin' wheel you showed.
I definitely want to
move on to other things.
Oh, spokes in the wheel. You can definitely do that.
I think that would be a cool-ass project. I mean, what if you could actually build an entire car out of Lego brick?
You can. Ernest Holden did.
Well, no. The tires. How would you do the tires? Did they do the tires out of Lego brick?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, like you could. If those things are pretty steady, man.
So you'd have to do 20 stud long bricks, basically 2 wide, and reinforce it. Just do 2 wide with the Technic.
And I would think that for the rear of the vehicle, you would have to run with 2x bricks, probably 2x4s, and run it with a mag wheel to support more weight, because the person's going to be sitting in the back.
This thing is pretty hefty, though.
Could it be done?
It would fall apart.
Yeah, it would have to be a closed course type of. I mean, you're not talking about taking it out, running around the yard. It'd definitely be a basement vehicle.
It would be like a big wheel.
Yeah.
If you braced it appropriately, I have no doubt that it would structurally hold up.
Or even better, turn it into one of the green machines. The Mean Green Machines was the ones those were what the big kids had.
And Cool Kid Bricks says it's been done.
But the tires were Lego.
Yeah, I saw the dude who did the pneumatic one was amazing. Was an amazing. No discounting what he did.
So scared right now.
Drop it.
No. could say.
How many times have you knocked off a turret? Putting that in and out.
One of these things?
Yeah.
None, actually.
You haven't? Or knocked down one of the walls?
None. No, I did knock out this thing. I just knocked it off right now. On the stairs to the walls, I have this thing, and it's just raised by like jumper plate, so it always knocks off. It gets annoying after a while.
So those are 1x10. Those dishes are 1x10s?
Yeah, these are the 1x10 dishes. Yeah, but it's flimsy.
What do you build those on? Is it just a plate on top, or are they just directly on base plates?
Yeah, directly on base plates.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys actually want me to do the Pablo or not? I don't know.
Do it.
I
Do it
was
in
talking.
9 minutes.
I was talking.
Go.
I wasn't talking to you.
Go.
Never seen Pablo before.
See, I can't even do. It would have been great before because I was in the mood. I had the music on,
Oh, that's cute.
jamming out.
Yeah, so next
Bubble
week,
butt. Bubble butt.
next week I will be firing my astronaut launcher thing.
Oh, cool.
And explaining gears using it because it's actually a really simple explanation of gears and also chaining power functions. Basically, I just plug everything into the switch and it causes everything to go by gears and then multiple motors tie in and they're all chained off of one power source. So, and then I have the track in there that the little ball goes on and it
So can I ask?
does its thing. It doesn't go that way normally.
When are you going to turn this thing into a particle accelerator?
So I have, here's the thing, space for that, and I'm going to have to do it around my entire table if I'm going to do it.
But you have the whole house.
Yeah, but then it's like separate from the city, and that just doesn't work.
Well, it's a particle accelerator. It should be separate from the city, man. What about the thing about the children?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of all for if a black hole happens, it should just take out the city, even if it's a small one. So I'll be going over that next week and going through gears, and maybe Fickenbricks can learn how elevators work. So you should understand why you would use a clutch gear, for instance, so that it doesn't strip out your motor and kill your motor. I see people do these monolithic gearing systems with all gray gears that are driving a ton of gears with XL motors and then no clutch gear whatsoever to actually, in case anything gets caught up in there and causes the entire thing to kill the motor, basically.
Oh, that's
Good
it.
stuff. Huh?
What Big V is showing?
I'm holding up. I'm trying.
Yeah,
I happen to have a
those
clutch gear,
things.
like right here, because
A lot of people don't know what those are, and they are something that should be in part of every drive chain that has any sort of power functions.
it's safety for your Lego. It's if you want your Lego to last, you know. Take your camera off centered on Zany.
No.
Privacy. Yeah, like I've been saying, like Big D is really into the gear stuff, like how things work. So, like I'm an engineer, so like it's in my nature to teach them the more complicated right way when I'm teaching them how to do it. You know, plus it's just in my nature.
There's a lot of different ways you can do gearboxes too. Like the those little rings that it clicks through the ring in Technic for the gearbox. It's on the blue crane that came out recently. It's
I haven't even opened my power functions yet.
huh?
My power functions?
You haven't opened them?
No. I bought it. I was like, oh, these look neat. And I put them away.
Did you notice that they took away some of the functionality from some power functions lately? They got rid of like 2 of the different modules.
Which
Oh,
one?
is it?
One of them was like the I think it was like the feel module or something like that. They were really abstract ones, but they were like clutch in need for whatever the design.
Were they feel? Was it for power functions or for the EV
Mindstorm.
NXT?
It was for the Mindstorm.
Oh.
But I think of the stuff evolution wise, like with parts and everything else. Like you build the train set in your city, and you're gonna want to eventually have, everybody dreams of it, like the things coming down over the roads, trains crisscrossing and not crashing and all that shit. So, like that's power functions in Arduino.
I have. So, I never came out of my dark ages really, but when I was an adult, I bought a couple Lego things. Not for the Lego purpose, but like when that came out, the good Mindstorm set, the RCX2 was awesome. I have Linux on this one.
Oh, cool.
The NXT, which is still current. I think you can still use some of the modules. But all the modules for the NXT is awesome. All these old 9-volt. So the old Mindstorms, my favorite part about it was some of these modules that came with it, like this. You have this awesome inline motor. This is like the best city, or one of the best city motors, just because you can use it for cranking stuff or just low torque activities. It's an awesome little brick. And then lights like this sort of light. These.
Oh yeah.
So there's all sorts of awesome Lego power function things that you can do. They're not expensive to do at all. They're actually cheap to put it together relatively. And when I say relatively, I mean the part may be $5, but you use one part. It's like for the entire, like for a motor. You
Right,
can
for
get a
the
motor
assembly
off of
to make
BrickLink
it.
for like $5 or $10.
Paying 5 bones to make it work.
Yeah, and that's all you need though, and a battery pack.
Yeah.
It's not
We're
like
gonna do
you're
that on
buying
a different
bunch
week.
of
We're gonna talk about all that shit in a different week.
Yep. So that's how I have tons of that stuff that I had collected from I was still in my dark ages, but I bought the Lego robotics sets because I thought they were really cool.
And they are really cool. It's just it's serious geeking out time to get them to work.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I flashed the firmware in the RCX2 with Linux. It basically runs a little Linux kernel on the thing, and so I could do custom C programs, Objective-C programs on the thing. It works well. You can do really cool stuff with it. It's like any robot at that point. It really is like any robot. You're only limited by the connection points on Lego at that point. So it is 12:59, which is 1 minute short of the perfect time to end this stream. No more bricks. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Big B Bricks. Thanks for doing a Pablo.
Awesome, Pablo. Man, this is what I've been missing out in my life.
Exactly. Like, why the beep does anybody even ask for these beeping things? Jesus. Beep, 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 beep.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Why do people reward them with a request is even worse.
I gotta start asking for them now.
Thanks for
Hey,
watching.
I did.
Tune in next
Okay,
week.
I went to Pumpkins Bricks actually, and I didn't get burned, and that's not saying I expected it, but like I didn't get burned, so it was all right. And I did free Lego on it. Hashtag free Lego, and I got free Lego for the kids.
Was
What's
it your
that?
Lego?
I don't know.
Oh,
Some,
bionicle.
it's a bionicle mask in silver, so big deal. Dig it actually.
So check out the AP stream at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and
It's gonna be on.
for that. Don't go to sleep. Don't bother going to sleep. Tune in next week at midnight to watch us make asses out of ourselves again, maybe with another person too. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll be back.
And if you want to be that person, shoot us an email. If you want us to discuss a topic, shoot us an email.
If you want Big B to do Pablo,
You have
shoot him an
questions?
email.
Write them below. There is an account for this, but I don't frickin' check it. So that's it. That's all. Shop Big B Bricks. Thanks for
Bye,
joining.
Ian.